Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to go over how to use the ISAAC on-the-go tablets that have been installed in your trucks. Your login will be the same login that you were using before. Once you type in your username and password, you can click Login, and we just give it a minute here to connect. Once you have logged in, you're going to be brought to this screen right here. This is your main screen. It's going to show you your location, and up here it'll show you the driving time you have remaining. It'll show you up in the top right your cycle, how many drivers are logged in, any messages, and if there's any issues with your logs, you will see a white box with an exclamation mark in it. Down here in the bottom left, it shows your current duty status. So right now we are off duty, and we've been off duty for 25 hours and 40 minutes. Starting from the top here, you have your dashboard, which is this main screen right here. Your message inbox, which we'll get into after. The first thing you're going to want to do when you start your day is click on trips. If you do not see your trip for the day listed here, please call dispatch and have them send your trip to you. Here you will see your trip number, the total number of stops, the day you're starting, and the day the trip is supposed to end, as well as your trip number. You can go ahead and click on your trip number, and your first event for the day, in this case, is a trip start at the Atlaston yard. So if you click on trip start, the first thing it's going to ask us to do is do a DVIR for the truck. That's your pre-trip inspection. If you go ahead and click on DVIR for truck, it's going to bring you to the inspections page. Here we're going to see that it's a vehicle, so this will be a truck. Here's the truck number, the last day an inspection was done and the time that it was done at, and the status of that inspection. A green check mark means the inspection had no defects. A yellow check mark would mean that the inspection had a minor defect, and a red X would mean that the inspection found a major defect. You also have a clock here. The clock is red right now, which means the inspection is more than 24 hours old. If it is yellow, it means the inspection expires within 2 hours. And if it is green, it means your inspection is current. So go ahead and click on the truck number to highlight this field. And down at the bottom, you will click Inspect. This will bring you up to your inspection. It's just a copy of the Schedule 1, and it shows all the different categories that you can list defects under. Please note that any category with a small m beside it is classified as a minor defect. A minor defect must be repaired within 48 hours or on the next dispatch, whichever comes first. If you have a defect that you need to note, you'll simply scroll through the page and find the category the defect falls under. From here, you will click the gray box with the 3 dots in it. This will bring up the success or fail state for the inspection. It'll tell you the category you've selected. To mark a defect, you're going to click on Fail. You're going to put in a note as to what the defect was. And if it's a defect that you can take a picture of, you can click on the camera, which will bring up the camera and allow you to take a picture of the defect by pressing the blue button. Then you can click Done. If you need to delete the picture you took to retake another one, you can click on the trash can here. If not, and you're good to go, you can press save. We're not going to press save in this video because there is no defect on the equipment that we're inspecting. If your inspection is completed and there are no defects, you simply press the sign button. You then take the little pen that comes with the ISAAC tablet or your finger, whichever you find easier, and you sign your name on the screen, and then you press save. You can now click finish. You've now completed your first pre-trip inspection. The next thing it's going to want us to do is hook to our trailer, because our next event in our workflow is to complete a pre-trip inspection on the trailer. To add a trailer to your logs, you're going to click down here where it says Activity Favorites. This is your main screen. Everything that you're going to need to select for your day is on this screen. So to add a trailer or to remove a trailer, you're going to go over to where it says Hook/Drop Trailer on Duty. You're going to click on that, and here it's going to show you your truck and any equipment you have attached to it. Right now we don't have a trailer attached. So to add one, you click on Add. From Add, you will begin to type in the trailer number. As you're typing in the trailer number, you will see suggestions pop up. It's important that even if you type the full trailer number in, that you select the trailer from the menu that pops up by clicking on the license plate of the trailer. You will then bring your keyboard down, and where it says I hooked this equipment, you will select yes. You can then click save. You can then click finish. Press OK. Now we're back at our trip. Before it was a completely white circle. Now it's half filled, which means that you haven't completed the steps, but you're in the process of it. So to get to where we need to go, you will click on your trip number. This will bring you back to all your stops. Stops must be completed in order. So in this case, we're going to click back on trip start. We can now do our DVIR for the trailer. Go ahead and click on DVIR for trailer. You will now click on your trailer number to highlight it and click inspect. For the trailers, you must enter an odometer reading from the hub reader on the trailer. To do that, click on odometer, enter in the hub reading, click finish, and click done. Please note that your DOT inspection is also included in the trailer inspection. You no longer need to do a separate inspection for your DOT. Please also note that you must do a truck and trailer inspection separately. With the old system, you are able to do the truck and trailer in one inspection. With this system, you do have to do the tractor first, followed by the trailer. If you have no defects and there's no CTPAT concerns, you can go ahead and press sign. Sign your name on the page and click save. You can now click finish. Our next event is called a hook form. Whether it says hook form or pickup, it's going to be the exact same process. You're going to click on your hook form, and it's going to ask you to enter in an ETA to your next destination. To do that, you tap where it says enter a date and time here. You can then change the date and change the time by sliding up and down on the screen. Put in a rough ETA of when you're going to arrive at your next stop and press OK. You can then press save. You can now leave the yard. When you leave the yard, the GPS will detect that you've left and it will complete this departed step for you. If you would prefer to complete this step manually, you can simply click on it and click Save. We have now completed the trip start event. You have completed your pre-trip inspection on your tractor, your pre-trip inspection on your trailer, your DOT inspection. You've given your ETA to your next stop. We can now proceed to the next event. The next event will be a stop at Valio on this trip. So here you have arrived. And again, the GPS should mark you arrived automatically. But if you get there and it hasn't, simply click Arrived. You can then click Save. And here we have a pickup. For the pickup, you're going to click on it. And again, it's just going to ask you for an ETA to your next stop. You will input your ETA and click Save. You're now good to depart. When you depart, the GPS should pick the signal up automatically. If you want to make absolutely sure, you can click on Departed and click Save to complete the event manually. Your next stop is the border. This is going to tell you the border that you're crossing, and you don't have to do anything for this step. The satellite knows when you've arrived and departed from the border, and it will complete this for you. It will also change your hours of service over from Canadian to US hours of service automatically, so you don't have to worry about doing that. The next step here is another stop. At this stop, it's going to mark you arrived. You are then going to enter in your ETA to your next stop and click Save. You are then going to leave that stop and the system will mark you as departed. We are now back to another stop, and at this stop, workflow just wants you to arrive and depart. Again, your trip may be different. You just need to follow the instructions under each stop. At the end of your trip, you will click Trip End. It will mark you in when you've arrived at the yard. It is then going to prompt you to complete a DVIR for the trailer before you drop it. This is going to be your post-trip on your trailer. You will click on DVIR for the trailer, click on the trailer number, click Inspect. You will then enter the hub meter for the trailer, press Finish. If there is no defect, you can press Sign and sign your name on the screen. You can now click Finish. Now we are going to drop that trailer. To drop the trailer, you're going to go to Activity Favorites. You're going to click Hook/Drop Trailer on Duty. Tap on the trailer number that you wish to remove and click Remove. You will then click OK and click Finish. We can now go back into our trip. When going back into your trip, you're going to go back to the last event you were working on, which in this case was the trip end. From the trip end, you are now going to complete the next step, which is going to be a post-trip on your tractor. Click on DVIR for truck. Select the truck and click Inspect. If you have no defects, you can click Sign. If you do have a defect, you simply find the category that the defect falls under, click on the 3 dots, slide this over to Fail, put in a note, and if you are able to, take a picture. For this training, there will be no defect on this truck. We will click Sign. We will sign our name on the screen and click on Save. You can now click Finish. The last step for your workflow is to scan your trip envelope. This is going to be a picture of the front and the back of your trip envelope. To do so, you click Scan Trip Envelope. You then click on the camera button. It currently shows we have 0 pages. You are going to click Add a Page. You will then click the blue button to take your picture. This will take a minute to go through. You will then click Done. You can use the circles to crop the image to try and remove any background. The goal here is to try to get the clearest picture you can of your paperwork to help payroll process it. Once you have cropped your image, you can click the check mark in the bottom right corner. It will crop the image. The next step is very important. Always make sure up top here that you select Original. After you select it the first time, it should remember the setting for you. Original will change the quality of the image and make it much clearer than the auto setting does. Once you have clicked on Original, click on the check mark in the bottom right. You've now taken a picture of the front of your trip envelope. You must take a picture of the back of your trip envelope as well. And to do that, you will click on Add a Page, take another picture, and repeat the process. Once you have both pages scanned, you can click on Finish. You can then click on Save. You have now completed your trip. For workflow, you've completed your pre-trip on the trailer and the truck, your post-trip on the trailer and the truck. You have completed your DOT inspection. You have scanned your trip envelopes. Your trip is now complete. To access this menu, you will press the On Duty button, or, again, the gray bar at the bottom of the left-hand side of the screen. This will show your current duty status and how long you've been in that duty status, but it is a button that leads you to a list of activities. Here you have your Yard Moves mode. Yard Moves works the same way as the old system does. You simply click the button, you enter in the reason why you were using Yard Moves, and you press Save. Now you will see here that Yard Move mode is enabled. When you want to exit Yard Moves, you will simply click on the X on the right side of the orange bar and click OK. You are now out of Yard Moves. You have your DVIR on duty. If your trip does not have a workflow, you are able to access your inspection by clicking on the DVIR on duty button. But again, it's very important to use workflow, so if you do not see it, please call and have dispatch send it to you. Here you will see your hook and drop trailer button, which we've already gone over. This allows you to add and remove your trailers. You have a loading and unloading button, which puts you into the on-duty status and annotates your log, letting people know that at this time you were either loading or unloading. Waiting at the client is a button you can use when you are waiting at the customer for further instructions or for a trailer to be ready for you. Waiting at customs can be pressed if you are waiting for either customs clearance or there's a backup at the border. All these buttons do is annotate your log to say that at this time, this is what you were doing on duty. Fuel truck. It's very important to log your fueling on your e-logs. When you are fueling, you press the fuel truck on duty button, like so. You can then press save. This will put you on duty and annotate your log that you were on duty fueling the truck. You also have roadside inspection. If you are pulled over and asked to show your logs to the MTO or the DOT, you press roadside inspection on duty. You will then see your driver name. The officer will ask you to either show him on the screen or show him by emailing the logs to him. If he asks you to email the logs, you will click on email, enter in the email address that he has given you, and you will select yes to include your recap, include your hours of service, and include your circle checks. You will then be able to select 14 days, 8 days, or 7 days, depending on what the officer has asked for. Once you have done that, you can press generate, and you will then have to enter in your password. This will email the logs to the officer in the event that they are requested. If you need to complete an en route defect, you will click on DVIR on duty. Click on the equipment that has the en route defect, whether it's the truck or the trailer, and simply press en route defect. This will allow you to mark a defect on your current inspection. You will do this the same way as if you were marking a defect on your pre or post trip. You will click the 3 dots in the category that the defect falls under, click on fail, and if you're able to, take a picture and put in a specific note as to what is going on. You can then click save. Breakdown on duty. If you press the breakdown on duty, this will give you an opportunity to enter in a note, and if required, take a picture of what is wrong. You can then click save. This will annotate your note that you were on duty and broken down at that time. The button that says accident can be used if you are involved in a collision. You simply click on accident and you answer the questions, if it is safe to do so. Were there any injuries? Yes or no. Are you in a safe area? Yes or no. Have the police attended the scene? Yes or no. Has a statement been given? Yes or no. Please only use the photo options to take pictures of any damage. Do not take pictures of anybody, just damage to the vehicle. You can then put in a note and click save. Please note that you also must contact Norma in the event of a collision. Tractor change. You will click on tractor change if you are switching trucks mid-shift. All this does is put on your log that at this time you switched from this truck to this truck. You simply enter the truck number of the truck you are going into the notes section and click save. Sleeper will put you into the sleeper berth. This button will have to be pressed when you are taking your 8 or 10 hours off duty. Rest break off duty allows you to log your rest break in the off-duty status. I have trailer. If you need to send dispatch a message to let them know what trailer you have hooked to, you simply press the I have trailer button, enter in the trailer number, and press save. This sends a message to dispatch and says that the driver of this vehicle is hooked to this trailer. Customs documents. In the event the shipper is unable to send the customs documents to dispatch, rather than having to go and fax them from a truck stop, you are able to open up the customs documents tab and take pictures of the documents to save yourself time for having to wait at the truck stop for dispatch to receive a fax and fax back your paperwork. You can click on the camera click on Add a Page, and again, take a picture of the customs paperwork. Once you have done, you can click Save. TTL Driver Health Check. This is a health check that drivers are required to fill out once a day at the beginning of their shift. If you have no symptoms of COVID-19, you simply click on the button and press Save. If you do have a symptom, you will select the symptom that you are having and again, press Save. You no longer need to select driving or on duty. The satellite is able to detect when you are driving that the truck is moving, and it will put you into driving automatically. It will also know when you are at a yard, and it will switch you to the on-duty status after 3 minutes of the vehicle not moving. To send a message, you can click on the Messages button. You can then click on New Message, and it will send to dispatch. You can then type your message in and press the Send button in the top right corner. To view your logbook, you can click on the Logbook button, and this will show you your log for the day. If you want to view your previous log, you can click on History, and you can select the date of the log that you would like to review. Here you can also approve your logs. You must approve your logs at the end of every shift. I will show you another way to access this screen at the end of this video. But if you would like to approve your logs, you will click on Approve All, and then you can click on Sign this document electronically, and click Yes. That will sign all the logs that you have that are currently unsigned. You no longer have to approve logs one by one. Under Inspections, this will show you if you have a trailer hooked, both the truck and the trailer's current inspection state, the time of the inspection, the status of the inspection, and whether the inspection is still valid. Documents. Under the Documents tab, you will click on Documents, and then you can click on All Documents in the bottom right corner. You can then click on Shared Documents. In the Shared Documents, you will find copies of several guides on how to use this system. As an owner-operator, you will have access to the Owner-Operator Maintenance Report and some other documents that are required to keep with the truck. This does not replace your cab book. It is in addition to. You will also find under the KTG newsletters a copy of each newsletter that we receive quarterly, which you can click on and read. If you are driving and receive a message, you can play the message by voice by tapping on the message icon. You will then see the inbox pop up, and there will be a green speaker. You can click on the green speaker, and that will play the message out loud. It will also give you the opportunity to reply using your voice to the message. If you see this exclamation mark on the top of your screen, it means there is an issue with your logs. You will click on it, and it will tell you what the problem is. In this case, some daily logs are not signed. To resolve this issue, you will click on Some daily logs are not signed. You can then click on Approve All, sign this document electronically, and click Yes. You will notice now that the Some daily logs are not signed and the exclamation mark are missing. To log out of the tablet, you will click Log Off and Shift. You will then click Save. Once you see the logout screen, you know you've completely signed out. That is the end of today's training. Please save this video so that you can refer back to it if needed. Thank you.